Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studio. How are you doing today? Hey Mario, welcome. Uh, so, break me down, build me up with... Oh, there goes my video. One day I'll get it right. Da, da, da. Hold on a second. Okay. Shush you. Alright. So yeah. I know this is upside down. But that's okay. I'm going to be working with a tech guy and lots of other things coming up. So yeah, I'll talk about that in this upcoming week. But what you see right before you, even though it's upside down, is Arena backup story. This was my thumbnails for page 1. Hopefully I can remember where I wanted to go next. I don't think I took notes, and it's definitely one of the things I'll be working on going forward. Why is that video not stopping? Yeah, when I have lots of things going on, things start dragging. I should refresh that anyway. All right, so bear with me a second here. I want to show some stuff, screen share, so it's kind of imperative that I get this right. All right, let's see if we could stop you. Yeah, so I hope to do a little sketching today. Going forward, I'll be doing a lot more. Well, thumbnailing, not really sketching. All right. Yay, slow internet. And it was perfect before I went live streaming, but seems a little low now. But see, there's a couple of people watching. It's always good. I will mention YouTube has been acting really strange lately. I don't know if anybody else has had issues or whatever. But you know, I've commented on a couple of things. And like in this video, I commented once just to share my Create Your Own Comics channel link. And it came up twice. I know I commented on Jeff Lafferty's video. I just watched it before, and the same thing happened. Another thing is, I went back into the studio space, and it's like a beta version. It's designed differently than it used to be. And all of a sudden, the videos were appearing like they used to. So I don't know if they're doing maintenance or what, but it's kind of goofy. It's not helping me out. But okay, let's see if I can do this whammy jammy. Screen share. Oh, I should disclose that Robert won't be with me today, but If anybody got that idea, apologies. All right. So here we go into the warp. Woo! And all right, so you should be seeing Robert's YouTube channel. He's got a couple more subscribers than me. He's been doing it quite some time, so I wonder if he's got Ram Studios Comics channel. Let me see. 300. I wonder how serious he's got that going on. How to draw comics.net, art and animation. How am I not subscribed to these guys? What? No, I don't want to. Okay, I'm subscribed there. Not subscribed there. I'm subscribed. Jonathan Rector, awesome guy. Easy things to draw. I don't want easy things to draw. Anyway, I'm getting off the boat. Jim Lee's on here. Awesome. I'm subscribed. David Finch is awesome. But enough about that. We're here for the videos. So, as you can tell, he does a lot of drawing tutorials. Has been for quite some time. Has been keeping up. 3 days ago, 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's pretty regular. And you can clearly see by his covers a lot of what it's about. Sometimes it's exactly what it's about, indicated by type. But yeah, really like his work, which is the whole first point of all this. Been following him for years, I want to say. Okay, so here, if you can see my cursor, I believe you can. He's on Udemy as an instructor, and that's digital art courses he's got. And I'll get back to that in a minute. Man, that's a good Thanos. Freaking good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, just really love his work. He's a very skilled artist. And so this is 1 year ago. I'm not sure how far it goes. Not sure how far back he goes. But let's just hit the sort by. Well, let's hit most popular. See what's most populist. And yeah, my internet being crap will take a second. And this is another thing with YouTube. They got this stuff on the left that pops up every time. It's annoying. It's like I would easily just click over here to one of these options, but it's got to open up. I find it annoying. Anyway, apparently, how to draw heads, dividing it into thirds, is his most popular video of all time. How to sketch comic book heroes video. A little longer video is almost kind of half that from 5 years ago. So he has been on here quite some time. How to improve your figure drawing. 304K, pretty close to the last one before it, 3 years ago, and so on and so on. But where I want to go is date added oldest. So before we get there, let me check the chat. Yeah, Samaria says, when I put a like, after a while it's gone. Most of the time I see if it's still there. I'm not going to stream his content, Tim. You should get his okay if you're going to stream his content. I'll get into it in a second. I'm just sharing his YouTube page. And I actually talked to him, well, chatted with him yesterday. So I'll also get into that. So he's been here 7 years. He's been on YouTube 7 years. I imagine he's been drawing and illustrating more than that. I believe he was working on his comic previous to starting his YouTube, and here we go. Speed drawing of Blackstone comic cover. So Blackstone is his comic, and I actually have to pick up an issue of that. I'm sure he's got it in his store on his website. But yeah, two things. So here is his Ram Studios Comics is his website. Let's see what we got here. You got comic art gallery, digital painting gallery, cartoon style about page, art resources. He's art educator, resource for comic art creators and digital painters, Udemy courses, Skillshare courses, Gumroad store, Learn How to Draw, Blackstone comic. I'm curious how many issues he's got. There's various places to follow him. So it's ramstudios.com is where you can find this, and nothing's popping up here. Oh, just took a second. Okay, so book one. So I guess that's all he actually released is an issue of his book, 22 pages, black and white. So he's more of an instructor, and that's cool. Lots of artists are. That's how they make their money now. So he's got how to draw a head step by step for any angle, how to improve creature design, digital painting, how to improve your figure drawing, and so on. Okay. So this is what I did. Yesterday I chatted with him. I told him I was interested in doing something with him, and he said, he's massively busy. Totally understand that. Totally get that. I'm like edging towards 700 subscribers. Working on a lot of books. I am trying to YouTube consistently now. And yeah, it's my brain is already exploding, and I'm trying to get myself on a seriously tight schedule. So I'm already feeling the effects by not really being as interactive online. I will be posting content as many places as I can, but mostly focused on YouTube and working with other creators on scripting comics and penciling comics and inking comics and all that. So yeah, we chatted for a little bit, back and forth. And in the end, it was as simple as this. I'm going to be doing two things. Well, three things. Or is it two things? Three? No, yeah, three things. Um, he's got all this content, 7 years worth of videos of him drawing things. A lot more is focus tutorials. He's got speed drawing, speed inking, but how to draw, um, and more specific tutorial type stuff. So what I'm going to do on his YouTube channel is pretty much watch his stuff from the very beginning. Oh yeah, I looked it up. He's got over 600 videos, like 650 and change. And if it's a drawing video or a specifically drawing tutorial video, I'll be watching it. I'm going to keep focused on those types of two things. Sort of the digital drawing or inking, I won't be so interested in. Obviously, I'm not looking for inking lessons. And digital stuff, I'm going to be experimenting on my own. Maybe exclusively on my Patreon for right now, because I want to keep my YouTube channel focused. So if you're not a patron, become a patron and watch me explore digital stuff. But if you looked at my Instagram recently, I posted a bunch of sketches there the other day. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just post pencil sketches I've done. So hopefully I remember all this and keep to it. But yeah, he's got a ton of drawing videos, a ton of how-tos and tutorials, and it's going to take me a long time to go through them all. This is all available for free. It's free content. And there's a lot of great stuff. And obviously, he got better at doing videos over time and doing tutorials over time. I mean, he's pretty much, I believe, doing that full time now. So that's stage one. Why this video is called Break Me Down, Build Me Up with Robert. Well, I wouldn't say we're like friends, but I've been following his channel forever, and we have talked previously. So he's an associate, and I would love to get him into a stream down the line. But he did pretty much say he's pretty book solid right now. But what I will be doing is the second part of the thing. Besides checking out all his YouTube videos that coincide with sort of my direction. I want to become a better artist. And I mean, if you look at his work, it's a very specifically superhero type work. And that is exactly the style I'm looking to push my work. And I realize in many ways, and why this video is called what it's called, is that I do a lot of things bad. I make all the sort of rookie mistakes. But it is kind of on purpose. It is kind of on purpose. I'm like trying to explore my style to the hilt. Um, and part of that exploration is like, yeah, it's all about style to me. But now I want to learn the foundation. I want to learn the fundamentals. I want to etch them into my brain. So by reviewing all his YouTube videos, and then I'll start taking his courses one by one. And he's got a bunch of them on. I think I will focus on what he's got on Udemy. I think it's University Academy kind of combined word. um, so here it says, I've been teaching online for over 5 years now, and I absolutely love it. It is amazing. Yada yada yada. He's currently has 13 courses, and they're all listed below. And yes, I'm going to focus on the superhero stuff, um, figure drawing stuff. Creature design is really interesting, and I'll probably go for that too. Even drawing the head, because if you've seen a lot of my heads, and even, hey Jeff, thanks for returning my comment. If you've seen a lot of just my sketches and drawings, yeah, usually I make a mistake a lot of people do, is my eyes are spaced out, not where they should be. And that's just a simple thing of putting a line down the middle of the head and putting a line horizontally through the head, and just, you know, space out where the eyeballs go, and pizzazz, it comes out correctly. So let's see what's everybody saying. Yeah, he's really good. Well, it's like being an anchor um, for 27 years now. Um, that to me has always been an exploration in style, because it's overlapping what essentially is like fundamental drawings. Sometimes a lot looser, sometimes a lot tighter. Um, but then adding my own like 2 cents, or sometimes finishes, depending on what people ask for. Because I never go against the penciler's wishes when it comes to all that stuff. I usually work close with them. Either we both get on the phone as much as we can, or just shooting messages back and forth. However, now it's a lot easier than it used to be. It used to be all phone, and my phone bills used to be insanely stupid expensive. um, but yeah, it's like I kind of thought I was going to do this, and I'm definitely going to do this now. So first part YouTube, second part Udemy courses. The third part is I don't know if he has it here. And it might be, will this take me there? I don't think so. Well, if I click on one of these, I'm not going to attempt it. But also on Udemy, I believe, definitely somewhere. He reminded me, and I saw them somewhere, that he has a sort of a hangout critique session. So that's one of his things you can pay towards, And I should have looked up the price, but I'm sort of going in blind. Like his courses are really cheap. Um, you know, they're very very price based with other things. I just out of curiosity more than anything else looked across online at different artists, what they're up to, and how much their courses are. And I believe there's things like, once you go for a course, then there's a certain amount of the content behind it is available for a lifetime, which is always useful. Um, and definitely by, depending on the value of the Hangout option, I'm thinking, I'll go for that a couple of times. And as I sort of do this and progress, um, I'm going to keep track of it. I'll be going through the videos on YouTube, and I'll keep a list of that. So I need to learn spreadsheets better because I'm like a newbie and I don't know enough. And I know a lot of my friends know spreadsheet stuff. So yeah, I'm going to keep track of what videos I'm watching and sort of the lessons they're in. So it would be here's the video title, and here's a sub um, list of sort of what the video teaches you, and then here's my personal what I got out of it kind of thing. And yeah, I'll just go video by video, and at some point, and maybe as I do that, I'll be also taking the Udemy courses and also keeping track of that. I'll probably try to date everything so you could sort of cross reference it all yourself. Where I'll have it available depends. Now, I'm putting this out there to let everybody know that this is me going hardcore, sort of training by some artists' lessons, and um, it yes, much in the way of like Tim was kind of referring to before. It's like I'll only do things that are acceptable by Robert. So I'll explain this in detail to him, and he'll get back to me. And if it's something I could put out on my YouTube, if it's something I have to make exclusive behind my Patreon wall, or if it's something that maybe he'll put on his YouTube channel or his website, that like here's a student that sort of followed along my art courses and tutorials and drawing videos, and here's what he accomplished, kind of thing. So that's up in the air, and that's totally up to him. But I know, like, a big main reason for me is that I want to get better at drawing females, drawing superheroes, um, and um, and 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 especially because I want to be that much better by the time I'm penciling the second issue of Retro, my own character. The first issue was penciled by my friend um, Rich Fuchsia. Rich Fuchsia has gone on to oil painting, and that's his career in life right now. Um, So Mario says, Proco helped me a lot with my drawing. I'm watching Jeff gave me the final touch I needed. Yeah, I mean, it's like I learn something from everyone. But I like I said, I've been following Robert for so long, and I want to get the guts of really a very superhero style ingrained into my network of talents. And very specifically, Robert is the closest on I've come across throughout the years. Jeff is amazing, Proco is amazing, and I watch them both, and will continue to watch them both, and then take what I can from them. But it's like almost like a huge, big favorite of mine in comic books is somebody I grew up um, following his work in comics, and then later, like when he was writing or creating his own characters and stories, is Gil Kane. Gil Kane is freaking phenomenal. I love his work. And Robert is actually kind of close. He's a little more organic and smoothed out around the edges. But it's they're kind of very similar. um, so there's all that. That's what that's going to be like, and I'll keep you informed on uh, like the basics of where I'm at with all that, and depending on you know if Robert thinks it's kind of insane, then I won't make it all public. I'll just say I took his courses, I watched his videos, and I had a fabulous time. um, so where are we? Yeah, you come here a little bit. Okay. Um, so that's what all that Jazzio is about. And I'm super excited, and I can't wait to get started. Maria says, I love to see traditional art videos because we can see how stuff are done. Digital, not so much. Well, it's different. Totally agree. Two different skill sets. They're always, always going to be similar things, but obviously, one you're doing with a pencil, another you're doing with a program. Definitely approach programs differently. But let's just now what I'll be doing in my Has ARTCAST. This is episode 16, if you didn't already realize. Is working. I mean, currently now and for the foreseeable future, I'll be working on my Arena backup story. Arena is a book I hope to publish this year, so I really got to get this done. And just quickly, Arena, I decided this. So Arena is going to have 4 stories, 6 pages each, and it will be comprised of new people who haven't worked for Has Comics, and old people who have worked for Has Comics. And by old people, I mean people I already have on books. I've already started on books as we speak, working with a couple of different people on a couple of different books, writing stories, designing characters, starting to see some artwork back. Essentially, I'm working with pencilers, but there is also a colorist in the mix who is aware of one of the books. Um, and so, yeah, each issue is going to have 4 stories, 6 pages, and the first issue obviously is talked about this many times, but it's a story that was already created by somebody I worked with, and he was self-publishing. And I was like, so I'm really happy with the work I did on this. I know it's a 20-page story, and it's a one shot, but I really want to publish it, so I can get a letterer I like on it and a colorist I like on it, and I did all that jazz. And I was going to publish it right after Retro, and I thought, wait a minute, I really want to add a little more to it, a little more content, because 20 pages isn't enough. And so I'm doing a 6-page backup story, this is the thumbnails for page 1. So yeah, it will have new creators and old and in the mix. And I'm going to do now. These characters right now are named Frenchie and Red, a guy and a girl. They're a couple. Um, so I'm going to do this for every issue. The other teams, we'll see what they'll be comprised of. But there will be stories in and around sort of the arena, which is essentially it's on an alien planet and it's aliens fighting, but it will be in and around the world of the arena. So we'll have stories about them, just aliens fighting, or about sort of the goings on, maybe the political government of what the arena means to that world and to other worlds. We could follow one of the fighters, from rise to fall. Who knows? Who knows? I'll get other writers and other artists involved, and see what we all come up with. But this story specifically is about a young couple, um, currently here. They're working for a restaurant. He's a chef. She's a waitress, and they're working for the restaurant owner. And some stuff goes on, and Bruno, the owner of this restaurant, says, "Look, I got to cut back on the budget, and Frenchie, I love your work. People tell me all the time how fabulous your food is, but you're the most expensive person working here, so I have to let you go. So sorry, so sorry." And then Red, of course, is upset and defends Frenchie, say, "Well, if you're going to fire Frenchie, I'm going to quit too." And Bruno's like, "Well, because Red is not his best waitress." So all of a sudden, Red and Frenchie are out of a job, and you know, they don't know what they're going to do. So let's go figure out what they're going to do. And yeah, I feel like I made notes, and that's what definitely I'll be working on, um, collating my projects better. I mean, it's a lot of things along those lines that I'll be working on. So this is Arena Backup. What am I doing? Spelling it wrong. Well, you get the idea. So Arena Backup Story, page 2. All right. Okay, so I know I have no clue as to what I had in mind next on this little the first page, but I do remember I wanted them to be in their in their apartment talking about it. So let's just say this won't be necessarily how I design the page, but it will help me get there. I mean, that's the fun thing about doing thumbnails is you sort of figure out. Uh, I love creating a story almost kind of visually first, but this won't be hardcore. This is how the panels are going to be. So I'll do a curvy thing. I'll do a 6-panel page that will help me at least get some information out there. And then I can always play with. I sort of I meant to make them both square, but yeah, you get the idea. It's much easier to do this in digital. People are saying right now. You could just like go into Clip Paint and set up a page. That's true. I could also, well, yeah. I mean, I was going to say I'll also print out a page and have a template, but that's if I want to. Hey, let's just do this. Okay, that's that panel, that panel. Yeah, yeah, it's relatively square. So I wanted to have them sort of like talking about it when they got back to their apartment. Um, so when last we saw, um, they were both right. That sort of leaves a cliffhanger at the end of a page, make you want to turn to the next page. And I'm not sure how these pages are going to align. I assume that I'm going to want to have the first page on the right side of the comic, so that when you flip this page 2 of this backup story, be on the left. But every page is sort of leave with some sort of cliffhanger, or whether it be dramatic and big or small, some kind of thing that gets you curious to follow through with the story. I think I read something like Stephen King saying like every chapter ends with a kind of cliffhanger, and it's sort of the same theory. So let me go back to the video and check what everybody's yakking about. Hey, Victor's here. Welcome, welcome. Mario says, can you imagine Gil Kane, uh, John Buscema? I don't know where you get Jack K. Oh, what? Oh, Jack K is different. Jack Kirby, John Buscema, Gene Colan, Frank Frazetta on YouTube making tutorials. I gotcha. Yeah, that would be insane. There are like lessons or interviews with them. With Gil Kane, I believe. With Jack Kirby, definitely. With John Buscema, definitely. I believe with Gene Colan. Um, I I gotta believe Frank Frazetta. So they are all kind of there. Great artists, great material. I learned so much just by looking at their comics, to be totally honest. Frank Frazetta obviously had his paintings as well. Um, let's see. That's what I do now. Just work directly digital. Yep. A few weeks from now, need to be doing thumbnails on your new tablet. That's true. Um, But like I mentioned earlier, it's like I'll probably do, have my digital stuff, my digital training on my Patreon page. So if you're not a patron, go to patreon.com/Peter Palmiotti and become one. Um, it, I simplified it, and I got to still work on the page, but I simplified it to the ninth degree. Essentially, you could support me on my Patreon page for any amount, and most thing or all things but one will be available for that amount, at least as it is right now. But I believe I made it $5. I'm going to do a webcomic called Worlds, and that will be my um, sort of like I've seen other artists, like um, Gaz Gretzky, for one, comes to mind. Gazbot, Kevin Cross, obviously comes to mind. They draw out the page in pencil, I believe, and then digitally ink, color, letter, and all that, using Clip Studio Paint. It's Clip Studio Paint, I believe. I keep mixing the words up. So here we got red. To get back to my figuring this page out a little bit, it's not going to be too hardcore. Yeah, we got red, we got Frenchie, and what we'll do is we'll sort of maybe start them out. They're just leaving the restaurant. And where we'll wind up is Red and Frenchie in their apartment. Let's see. I read my notes. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing else as far as notes on that. All that. Um, so what I want to happen on this page is not only them, walking home or however they travel back home, however far it is from the restaurant to home. But none of that really matters. What matters is that they'll definitely be discussing, like, hey, we're both out of a job now. That's messed up. What are we going to do? Rent is coming up. We only got so much money in the bank, that kind of thing. So they're in a predicament. And when you pay a monthly rent, as many as you probably realize, it's like it's always soon. It's always around the corner. It's like, didn't I just pay rent? No, it was last month. Now you got to pay this month. So I'm thinking it's kind of really obvious that, Frenchie's probably upset. He got fired. He takes a lot of pride in what he does. Therefore, that's why he was the top chef at this restaurant or in other places he worked. Um, and yeah, he's he's probably pissed and down. Uh, Pissed that he lost a job, down that nobody gets him. Nobody gets his huge skill of the craft. Nobody cares. But he's also pissed at Red. um, because she clearly still had a job seconds ago. And now they both have to get a new job. So even he's blind at the moment to the fact that she stuck up for him. But just just his worst fear of them both being out of work. Um, so uh, the action on the page is them heading home. It is a backup story, and it's like this. It is about essentially a couple um, that he's a cook, she's cooks too, not as good as him. Nobody's as good as him. Um, but yeah, we'll see what how the story pans out. I got things in mind. It's what I should have done over there. I believe I got notes somewhere. It's like it's ridiculous the stacks of paper I got with notes. Um, To-do lists. I got stuff on my computer. Just hey, I should do this. Hey, I should do that. Never get to it because I can't find stuff. Don't do what I do, kids. Keep track of what you what you're up to. All right. Um, so this is not so much me drawing today, but just hey, Ronnie, take care. Um, just sort of crafting out the next page, which that's um, hey, build the story. Um, I just when I did Flashbang on my channel, and anybody remember Flashbang? That's a one shot, like a cyberpunk sci-fi one shot. I will do because I'm just it's insanely cool. A lot of things about it, and I will get back to that. I will be posting a lot of one shots of mine through Has Comics. So yeah, I mean, I almost don't have to draw them because essentially, however I come up with um, how they're both traveling home, what's more important is not so much the words say. I'll create the dialogue once I sort of map out the 6 pages and see if I have to expand some stuff or squeeze some stuff depending on, is a certain amount of story I want to get into these 6 pages before, it being continued to the next issue, because it won't, I'm not going to be publishing anything monthly anytime soon. So I want to give you at least a good chunk of where this is going to be heading. Uh, reader satisfaction is kind of important. Um, so so both are arguing um, about their fate. He's pissed at Bruno, his former boss. He's pissed at Red. You quit your job too. She's pissed at Bruno. How could he do that to you? Doesn't even realize the level of your talent. He should have fired everybody else and kept you. Um, so yeah, it's just like they're sort of arguing, not to each other, but just out into the universe. It's like just totally upset about the situation. Okay. Mm-mm. So let's see. I think this is pretty much going. Let's see if I can. All right, I'm very happy with that. That's exactly what I want to happen. Um, ah, I guess I've been going an hour here. Okay, this is perfect. I haven't actually illustrated anything. And I might just do this before I come back again tomorrow. Figure out, how far the restaurant is away from their home, if they're traveling by train, bus, car, yada yada. Those might be non-important facts, or they might be important facts. They're how they live is a factor on, how much in despair they'll be and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, okay, moving forward, making progress. So here in actual um upside down is the upside down world. What it was um Stranger Things, the upside down world. Um that was page one, and not my very notes. There's a little more notes on that. You can see it's actually better without the light sometimes. But yeah, they'll be traveling from the restaurant to their apartment via train or whatever, and I could obviously do kind of some funky just artwork of having a train. Well, actually, a train sounds cooler. Cut through the page, sort of splitting the restaurant location to their apartment location. So actually, that's a good idea. See, this is how I think of things. Just sort of exploring the story. Now, the results of all this is dependent upon my level of skill, which is, I'm still learning. And it's like the Griffin story I did for the V100's Anthology, currently on Kickstarter. Go check it out. I'll post links in tomorrow, most likely. I got a full day ahead of me today. So train cuts through page, splitting page in half. Up equals down equals apartment. Okay, so the top part of the page will be them coming from the restaurant. The bottom part of the page will be them winding up in their apartment. So it might be talking head page, but I'll try to make it visually entertaining. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I might or I might not, do some little doodles. Stay tuned. Come back tomorrow. That will be ARTCAST 17. But thank you very, 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 very much for checking this out. I will mention thank you very much for my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Leave a comment below if you're watching this later. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, I'll touch base with Robert. I already left him a message. So, he may watch this video, or he may just go off on what I was telling him it was. But I'll get his response and see his want and level of involvement. Whether he wants me to show it publicly, because it's kind of an endorsement if I not show off his video or courses, but tell people what I've got out of it. So we'll see. This will be very cool for me, and hopefully useful in some way to you as well. So thank you again. I'll see you again tomorrow. Like I mentioned, I'm going to try to keep these short. So what I'm thinking is I'll speed draw me working on the thumbnail and just go over the details of what I wrote down and sketched. So there'll be 10 minutes or less or something along those lines, because I know I gab on for hours and hours at a time. Especially lately, like with the two freaking retro Kickstarter dance parties. I did 7 hours, then I did 8 hours. I was surprised I didn't lose my voice, but I feel like I've just been talking a lot more lately. So there you go. It is what it is. But yeah, be productive. Have a great day, night, evenings, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.